Very nice. It's nice to be here. I'm already sweating. That's normal. I suffer from a condition called hyperhidrosis, which is ancient Greek for fat. It actually means excessive sweating. You have self-help groups on Facebook about it. There's one guy that said hyperhidrosis nearly ruined his career as a hamster breeder. How? Did you drown some of them? Were your hands so slippery that the hamsters kept going, perhaps? Realistically, I think hyperhidrosis, the only way it can ruin your career as a hamster breeder is if you open the doorbell all sweaty, like when the doorbell rings and you go, "Hello, little girl. Would you like to buy a hamster?" Of course, it's also because I'm quite overweight. I'm not saying I am quite overweight, but do you guys remember Transformers? Yeah. If I was a Transformer, I'd go, "Vehicle mode." And I turn into a hot dog truck. Thank you, two people. It's true, though. It's true. I do have hobbies these days. I'm 37 years old, and I have an e-bike. In case you don't know what that means, it means you've given up. I do love doing on my e-bike is overtaking healthier, younger people. I'd ride past them and they go, "No way, the bear's heading back to the circus." I also like standing in front of all-you-can-eat restaurants and watch the staff panic. The owner would always come outside, "Please, sir, I have children to feed." I'd be like, "Yes, and me as well." Bummer to you. It's nice doing comedy. I've been in many different places. Now, Vilnius is one I can add to the list. I love being in Amsterdam in particular. Amsterdam was great. We were being shown around by a local comedian, and there was a sex shop that we passed, and he said, "Oh, you have to go in there because they sell inflatable sheep." How sad do you have to be if you don't even get to screw a real sheep? You'd walk into the pasture and be like, "Hey, baby," and she'd be like, "Meh." One of the most fun things that happened in Amsterdam was there was a guy that was very drunk and he was standing by one of the beautiful canals and he was threatening to jump into the water. At least that's what I think. What actually was said was, now, what the police did is they came over in force. I mean, 5 or 6 cars, the full police force of Amsterdam descended on this one drunk man. And what one of the police people did is one of the most intelligent things I've ever seen anyone do in the history of ever. They got a slightly less drunk person to translate. "Please, sir, don't jump into the water." He says, "Don't touch him, or he'll call the police." Now, talked about a few comedy cliches. Now on to the next tired comedy cliche, which is, I have diabetes. There's really not a great segue into this, I'm sorry. Do we have other fellow diabetics in the room? Excellent. All skinny. Good. No, usually the question is, when I say I have diabetes, is it type 1 or type 2? Of course, that comes after the question, but Dennis, why are you eating cake right now? Usually it's type 1 or type 2. I'll explain. Type 1 is congenital, which means you're born with it. Type 2 means, well, could have lived off the chocolate, right, fatty? Fatty boom boom. I just heard it last week, and I'm like, it's not that easy, doctor. Being diabetic is, there you go. That was my first reaction. Being diabetic is a struggle sometimes. You know you have a problem with sugar when you get more turned on by the lyrics to 50 Cent's Candy Shop when you think it's actually about candy. The song would start like I'll take you to the candy shop. Yes, please. I'll let you lick the lollipop. God, yes. Cherry's my favorite. But then you slowly figure it out. Lollipop? That's his penis. He's talking about his penis. His big black penis that looks like it's made of chocolate. Oh, sorry. I got overexcited. I'm on that Ozempic because I'm allowed to for the past 6 weeks. And I told my mom that I was using Ozempic, and she said the most mom thing ever. She said, "Oh, Ozempic, isn't that supposed to make you lose weight?" Thank you, Mother. One of the gorgeous side effects of Ozempic is that it, what's your name, good sir? First row. What's your name, good sir? Once I get to know you, I'm sure it's fine. Okay, I'm going to ask you an honest question. Do you, as of right now, have to poop? You don't. Perfect. So that means normal people have two modes: having to poop, not having to poop. I have quite a bit of gray zone, or as I call it, the brown zone. It goes on a scale from 0 to 10. 0 is what is feeling right now, which is not having to poop at all. 1 is that a fart or? It's also the most risky one of them all, because if it isn't a fart, it goes straight to 7 or 8. Then you have 2, 3, 4, which is the sort of Northern European politeness we all have. It's like, I could poop. It's not super necessary, but I could. There you go up, 5, 6, maybe 7 is, how's about we poop? And it goes up to 8, then it goes to 9. Poop! I have to poop! And then you're wondering, but what is 10? Well, 10 is when you hear this little voice inside your head going, oh. Did somebody make a boom boom? Does somebody need a clean diaper wiper? Oh, we'll get you changed. But in reality, the voice is outside your head. Go, oh my God! He's pulling his pants! Somebody stop the bus! It was quite a wonderful, gorgeous day weather-wise outside. One of my favorite apps to use on my phone here in Northern Europe is the weather app, because at the bottom of the weather app it says feels like, and that does not sound scientific to me. It's like they put a guy outside. Hey, What's it feel like? And he goes, 2 degrees. Almost. It's near 20. But you tried. I think most of the weather stations in Northern Europe have a coven of witches in the basement where they go, "Sister, what do the bones say for tomorrow?" "Ah, cloudy with a chance of rain, sister." "Like yesterday, sister." "Yes, and all days before that." Cloudy with a chance of rain is also the reason why no vampire movies are ever set in Northern Europe. They'd be like, "Don't worry, the enemy will die as soon as he sees the sun." Do we have a plan B? Another reason why no vampire movies are ever set in Northern Europe, I don't know if you know this about vampires, but to be able to enter a house, they have to be invited, and we don't do that. Thank you. There would be hundreds of vampires dying, littering the streets, and someone would open their window and go, "Listen, Vladimir, it's nothing personal. I don't allow you into my house not because you are a vampire, but because you're Romanian." So, I say Northern Europe because I also lived in Denmark for 6 years. It was quite fun. Denmark loves useless rules and regulation, much like all of us Northerners do. One of the best stories I can tell you is that once in a local zoo, 5 penguins escaped. And according to standard procedure, the police made a drawing of the penguins, just in case you would see 5 other penguins in the center of the city. Then they'd be able to go, "No, no, 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 no. It was not them." I'll close my set with this one observation. I love using public transit, I really do, because I'm too poor for a car. But what actually happened to me quite recently, there's this very big misconception that all fat people are somehow friends. No idea why, but I was sitting on the train opposite another fat guy, and the ticket lady walked up to us and asked, "You're together?" I'm like, "Why? What are we doing? Are we going on a field trip to the Mars bar factory? Besides, I'm not allowed because I'm diabetic." And she goes, "Oh yes, probably type 2. All right, thank you very much.